So have you ever actually wondered how a thief views your phone? Not just as a device, but a gateway into your personal device, your memories, and potentially even your finances. Today we're going to be deep diving into the mind of a thief using an actual interview from the Wall Street Journal, and we're going to teach you how to protect your iPhone. Get ready to learn how to protect your iPhone and turn it into a fortress. Hi everyone, I'm AJ, and on this channel we discuss all things cybersecurity.
That passcode is the devil. It can be God sometimes, or it can be the devil. I'm here because I got too carried away, and sometimes when you do that, you end up places like this.
Aaron Johnson is due to spend the next several years at this high-security prison because he stole hundreds of iPhones, and from them, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So this is an interview that was done by Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stem, where she sat down with a convicted iPhone thief to understand how they're actually stealing the phones and ways to protect yourself. So first up, the thief describes how they actually go about picking people as targets.
College, because they're more partying and they're already drunk and don't know what's going on for real.
So the thief describes how they target people in and around bars, potentially on their own, and manipulate them to handing over their phones.
I lock the phone and then I tell them that it's locked or something wrong with your phone. It's locked on me. And then that's when they, okay, no problem. 266 or 4 something, or they just do it for me.
You ever videotape them?
Yeah, videotaped a lot of numbers.
Never did this, people say, hey, you took my phone?
Yeah. But by that time, it's already, I don't have it no more.
And he mentions that he'll either pretend to be somebody famous in order to get the target to want to have a photo with them, and then when they hand their phone over, they'll say, look, I accidentally locked it, what's your passcode? Or they'll just simply observe them typing in their passcode while they're at the bar. Once they've picked their target, managed to get the passcode, they then proceed to actually physically steal the device, often through pickpocketing.
I say I have the drugs, they say they want the drugs. And I tell them, take my information down. The whole time I don't have any drugs. So as soon as the phone's in my hand, I just ask them what's the code, or I watch them put it in before they give it to me. And then I kind of just talk about other things.
Then once they've got access to the iPhone, they want to quickly go in, use the passcode to change the Apple ID password, and potentially even add their face to Face ID, all before the target notices.
You've got the phone, you've got the passcode. What do you do next?
It's kind of like a bank robbery. You gotta be quick. You gotta go to the settings and go to the iCloud, click reset password, and put the 6-digit code in and make my own password. And then I turn on Find My iPhone. And then that completely locks them out the phone.
Once they've picked their target, managed to get the passcode, they then proceed to actually physically steal the device, often through pickpocketing. Then once they've got access to the iPhone, they want to quickly go in, use the passcode to change the Apple ID password, and potentially even add their face to Face ID, all before the target notices. And that's the thing, once you've got an unlocked iPhone and its passcode, think of all the personal information you can get to start with. Your Photos apps, all your social media apps, your Notes app, mail apps, contacts, all this information probably isn't even password protected. Then with an unlocked iPhone and the passcode, they're going to be able to get access to a lot of your financial information. Think about your banking apps, your crypto apps, any investment apps that you've got, maybe even pension accounts that are there. And one thing that is often overlooked is Apple Pay. So if they've got your iPhone, they've unlocked it, they've changed the passcode, they're going to be able to use Apple Pay on all of your cards until you start to notice and block them. So they could get a wealth of information from your iPhone just by having the passcode, and all of this information could contribute to huge amounts of fraud against your name. They could run up a lot of debts, start clearing your bank accounts, create fake identities using your name, maybe even doing some social media scams through your social media accounts, and then they could eventually just sell the phone because they could use the passcode to reset the phone to factory settings and sell it just as if nobody owned it. Okay, if that hasn't started to get you thinking about what the potential consequences could be if your phone was stolen and the passcode was available to the thief, then I don't know what will. But thankfully, we've got these 5 tips to help you secure your iPhone. So the first one is a simple one that everyone should have, and that is Find My iPhone. Make sure it's enabled. So you go into your settings, click on your name, then click on Find My, and make sure this is enabled. This will also automatically set up activation lock, which will set it to your iCloud account. Now for the next tip, what you want to be doing is going to the settings and preventing people from accessing your account settings here. And what you want to do once you're in your settings, search for screen time, and you want to scroll down to content and privacy restrictions, and then you want to disable these two settings here. Passcode changes, this will stop them from making changes to your passcode, and account changes will stop them making changes to your account. It's then very important that you set up a screen time passcode. This will then prevent them from making changes to the settings that we just disabled. As you can see for me, when I go into my content and privacy restrictions in my screen time settings and I try to do account changes, it prompts me for my screen time passcode. And of course, please make sure that your screen time passcode is different from your main iPhone unlock passcode. And now you can see for me, if somebody was trying to get into my phone and make account changes, you can't access my account to make any changes. Now the next tip is making sure that you've got a longer than a 6-character passcode. So when you log into something, it should look like this. So you can type in as many numbers as you like. And to do that, you just need to go into the Face ID and passcode settings, change your passcode, and follow the prompts to make a longer one. And while you're in the Face ID and passcode settings, make sure that you've got stolen device protection turned on, because then when you try to change your passcode, it'll prompt you and say there's a security delay to change your passcode, and the delay will last for 1 hour. So you have to start the security delay, and then it's got to wait 1 hour until that passcode can actually be changed. This will then give you enough time, if your phone has been stolen, to lock it in Find My iPhone. So next up, you actually want to disable what is available when the iPhone is locked from the notification center. So as you can see here, you can pull down and see all these various settings. They can even turn on airplane mode when the phone is stolen. And also, if they pull up here, there's also these notifications that they're going to be able to see as well. So to disable that, go into your settings, Face ID and passcode settings, and then you come down to these settings here where it says allow access while locked. You can disable your notification center, your control center, being able to reply to messages, your wallet, return calls. All of this can reduce the amount of information available to whoever steals your phone. So the fourth tip is be mindful of your physical security. When you're out and about, when you're at the bar, be mindful of the people who are around you, be mindful of where your physical items are and where your devices are. And be mindful for people who come up and speak to you. I would say most people are probably okay, but there's nothing wrong with having a healthy sense of paranoia, asking the person who they are, if they've got identification to prove who they are. All of these things, there's nothing wrong with asking. It's just making sure that you're keeping your physical security safe when you're out and about, and that also helps keep your devices safe. So tip number 5, and my final tip, is to set up two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication on all of your accounts. So this includes using something like Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator, or even a physical security key like a YubiKey. For every time you're setting up a new account, make sure to check the security settings and set up multi-factor authentication at the same time. And also setting up two-factor authentication on every single one of your apps. Now I encourage each and every one of you to take iPhone security seriously, set up these security tips, and also comment down below with any new security tips that have come out that I may have missed, or any security tips that you're currently using that I may not have covered in this video. Now if you did like this video, then please go and watch this video here, which will allow you to see if your iPhone has been hacked.